Welcome back. It was 50 years ago today, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on a hotel balcony in Memphis, Tennessee. His death not only impacted change in this country, but it also had a huge effect right here in Sarasota. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo is live at MLK Park in Newtown to get a perspective of how profound that change was. Dwayne?
Well, guys, residents of the Newtown community are reminded of Dr. King every day. I'm here at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Park on Coconut Avenue, where many community events take place throughout the year. Community leaders I spoke with today say in order to honor the life and work of the slain civil rights leader, you have to be receptive to positive change. Half a century ago, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. lost his life, leaving a legacy not only in the country, but specifically here in Sarasota. With an annual breakfast in his honor, we have dreams of being MLK, and a unity walk down a street that bears his name. When community historian and business owner Jetson Grimes heard the news 5 decades ago on April 4th, he was working as a barber on the same street, which was called 27th Street.
And just sheer panic that happened during that period.
Grimes says there was a sense of disappointment in the Newtown community and other areas, but overall, there was mostly fear.
You know, the progress that we were making and the things that we had addressed with civil rights and the Jim Crow and segregation, the feeling that there was such a loss that we were going to start losing a lot of that.
Jim Cleaves felt the same way, living in Memphis when it all happened. Now, a resident of Sarasota for more than a decade, he says the country is still trying to find Dr. King's dream.
We've got a lot of divisiveness, and all of those kinds of things roll back the progress.
A country that Grimes attributes some change.
We've elected an African-American president. That's change. We've made progress in businesses and other areas.
And while Grimes agrees progress has been made in this community and the country, he says there's still an immense amount of work that needs to be done.
If he was still living, I feel right now, I feel that he'll be tremendously disappointed with where we are as a community and as a race of people. And as the United States, I think he'll be much disappointed with that.
Now, Grimes also says Dr. King would be disappointed with some of the political discourse going on throughout the nation, but would be happy with some of the nonviolent movements taking place. Reporting live in Sarasota, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Dwayne, thank you. The number of kids entering Florida's foster care system has grown nearly 14% in the past 2.5 years. Child welfare experts say the spike is likely due to the state's opioid epidemic, which is affecting many parents. The drugs are also leading to child abandonment and neglect by people who otherwise still love their children. Advocates feel the child welfare system was already overloaded before the opioid crisis of the past few years.
If you talk to the people in court, the attorneys, the volunteers, what they will say is these children coming into care are because of opioid addiction, and many of these children are newborns to under 3 years old.
Abramowitz feels more services are needed on the front end to prevent parents from ever getting addicted to the drugs, because by the time a call reaches the state's child welfare hotline, most children have already faced serious trauma. Statewide, there are now nearly 32,000 children in foster care.
An update now on a temporary project that aims to add sand to Lido Key Beach. Sarasota City Commissioners voted this week to hire a contractor to do design and testing work for a short-term fix to the beach erosion. The city plans to take sand from New Pass, just north of Lido Key. Engineers say design work should be completed this spring and the sand will be added later this year.
Right, so we're working on doing an interim project similar to what we did after Tropical Storm Debby. It was a small project. We don't have a lot of sand to use, but whatever sand is available and New Pass Channel, we'll be putting on the beach. We have a joint permit with Longboat. Longboat took sand the first time, and now the channel is filled in, and so it'll be the city's turn to take the sand from there.
The city of Sarasota and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers wants to dredge 1 million cubic yards of sand from Big Pass in between Lido and Siesta Key, but opponents on Siesta Key have sued to block that project. That case remains ongoing.
All right, let's get a check on our beach weather today. It was a little humid out there today, so maybe the beach was the best place to be. Let's get over to Bob for more.
I had a chance to get out there too, and on boating, going out of New Pass, boaters beware. There is a boat there that's been sunk for a while, and it's now beginning to get exposed on low tide. A rather large boat. It's marked by the buoy, the first buoy that you see going out into the Gulf. Right there at New Pass. So keep that in mind. 79 degrees. We have sunshine. Great boating weather, beach weather, whatever you want to do out there. It was nice. The dew point 69. That number will come down a little bit with the passage of the front tomorrow morning. It will bring in some slightly drier air. Winds are out of the west at 13. And the pressure has been falling slightly in advance of this frontal system now. This is the little prefrontal trough out ahead of the actual cold front, which is still back here. That cold front is weakening too as it pushes to the southeast, so there's not much impact. And notice this line of showers, which looked rather impressive about 4 or 5 hours ago. Now just 1 or 2 lone showers associated with it and a thin line of clouds. Again, some inland showers starting to pop up due to the heating of the day, where temperatures are into the upper 80s there near St. Cloud and just to the east of Lakeland. Evening planner looks good. If you have any plans, not a problem. Temperature 70 by 11 o'clock. More on another couple of cold fronts headed our way in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thanks. We'll chat with you shortly. A former New Orleans Saints cheerleader now living in Sarasota has filed a complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission against the New Orleans Saints, accusing the organization of gender discrimination. ABC 7's Alan Cohn joins us with a preview of what's coming up tonight at 7. Alan?
Jacqueline Bailey Davis moved to Sarasota after she was fired by the New Orleans Saints. She says the entire Sensations cheerleading team had to follow strict guidelines, but the football players didn't. The cheer team's handbook states cheerleaders will be terminated for socializing with the team's players. The women also have to follow stern social media guidelines, blocking all players, not posting photos wearing the Saints logo or lingerie. Davis says the complaint focuses on what she calls unfair rules and regulations for the women. Some believe this case is getting so much traction because of the Me Too movement.
Even if the NFL is not a defendant in this particular case and can extricate themselves from this, they still need to pay attention to this because their member teams are doing things that in 2018 don't pass the smell test.
Coming up tonight on ABC 7 at 7, we'll hear from the former cheerleader about what she wants to come out of this case. Back to you.
All right, Alan, thank you. Nearly 1 week into the season, the Tampa Bay Rays are off to an all too familiar start, a losing record and low attendance at home. This is the Rays' 20th season. The team wants to move out of St. Petersburg to Tampa's Ybor City and a proposed new stadium. The president of the Rays says he hopes Suncoast baseball fans will help keep the team where they are.
We're a regional team, and Sarasota Manatee is so close. In fact, many parts of it are closer than Tampa. And so when we look at our fan base, we look at the entire Tampa Bay region, including Sarasota Manatee, and we think that if we can draw crowds from all around, we're going to be more successful. Tropicana Field's going to be more vibrant, and really we just want everyone to be able to enjoy a game at the ballpark.
The Rays did lose again this afternoon to the Yankees. Next home game, though, is a week from Friday when they begin a 3-game series with the Philadelphia Phillies.
Coming up, we'll tell you how you can spend an evening in the jungle at Big Cat Habitat and help the animals.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
I heard about the Dotole Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotole Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
The Wild Broadway series brings you Funny Girl. Fanny Bryce dreams of being famous and through sheer guts and determination becomes a star of the Ziegfeld Follies. Playing March 28th through April 15th, it's the songs and story that generations have grown to love. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Don't rain on my parade. Come see Funny Girl.
Set your course for a waterfront lifestyle on Florida's last private island. Discover one particular harbor by Margaritaville. Nearby sugar sand beaches are as easy to find as the warm Florida sunshine. Waterfront residences from the high 400s overlook beautiful Anna Maria Sound. And a new marina with direct access to the Gulf of Mexico. Plus, incredible savings on move-in-ready homes. Come tour designer models today. Visit ophmintousa.com now.
One of the motivating factors for me to become a Big Brother was that I was mentored as a youth. And it was important for me to kind of pass forward the things that were kind of given to me. It's really just as simple as getting to know a kid. You don't have to be an athlete, you don't have to be rich, you don't have to have any of those other things. You just have to be willing to spend a little time and help mold some young person's life.
Breaking news overnight.
Major changes are coming to this area. A large wildfire shut down the turnpike.
What police are doing to keep these folks safe.
But taking a look back to the west, this is the big weather maker.
You're starting to see a little bit of a slowdown, 301 and 70.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
When bad things happen in this world, there's often nothing we can do about it, but here's something you can do something about.
You can help exotic animals have a better and healthier life. Who wouldn't want to do that, right? ABC 7's Linda Carson joins us with more in the Spotlight.
Big Cat Habitat is packed right now. People love watching the live shows and seeing the animals close up. And this weekend, Big Cat is offering the very rare opportunity of visiting these animals at night. Big Cat's having a fundraiser called Jungle Jam, and you can bring the kids.
It is a family-friendly event, but we will have adult beverages. And it's a nice way to see the habitat in the evening. Cooler out, the animals are a little more active. And then, of course, you get to walk around, tour the facility, and then the music starts, and it'll be a great show from start to finish.
The animals will present a show to show off what they can do and to teach you more about them.
They're educational shows. We have the animals do natural behaviors. I mean, every animal can sit down, lay down, walk. You know, it's all stuff they do in the wild. We just have them do it in a sequence or a routine.
And humans will also entertain. There'll be 4 great bands.
The amazing bands that we have coming out this year are Maiden Cane. They were with us last year, and they're absolutely wonderful, great guys. And then we have Copperhead new this year, Mad Hatter, and then Booty Shakers.
And the money raised at Jungle Jam will go to make life better for these animals.
The key is kind of a Big Cat retirement area for the older animals in the back, so they don't have to be out on view of the public all the time, because maybe they just don't feel like it today.
Big Cat also wants to build a clinic on the site.
We're going to have a great little clinic area where some of our wonderful vets that support us and help us out here will be able to come out to the habitat and actually do examinations on our animals right here without having to transport them, but also other exotic animal owners in the area will have a safe place to bring their animals to have them looked at.
So don't miss Big Cat Habitat's Jungle Jam. It's Saturday from 5:30 to 10. Have a great time among the animals. It'll be something you'll talk about for months to come. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, it's the Lakewood Ranch webcam showing beautiful skies. Looks like it'll stay that way too for Music on Main coming up this Friday. Should not be an issue. The front is out there in the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to move through relatively unnoticed overnight for the most part, early morning hours on Thursday. The cold front is still well back here. It stretches all the way out into the Gulf of Mexico. Behind it, Temperatures are somewhat cooler. They're already starting to experience that in the panhandle of Florida, but it's going to fade away before it reaches us. And we've got this little line of a little trough of low pressure out ahead of the actual cold front, which is going to push on through and bring us some slightly drier air, it looks like, beginning tomorrow midday. Now, temperatures currently 79 in Sarasota, still warm, 85 degrees in Orlando, and inland areas still mid to upper 80s in Arcadia, Lake Placid, Sebring at 87 degrees. 10 degrees cooler, though, with that sea breeze. Little miniature cold front has developed right along the coastline, and 78 into Venice. The Gulf water temperature 77 degrees. So this front moves through, doesn't do a whole lot, just dries us out slightly as it pushes to the south. It will fade away and eventually dissipate as high pressure builds in back behind it. And then another storm system moving through the southern plain states will gather. Fast, quick moving systems continue to push off to the east, and they'll sweep some weak fronts our way. I think a better chance for rain comes late Saturday with the passage of the next front. Temperatures will not cool all that much behind it either. 79 degrees our current temp. We have fair skies, the dew point temperature still pretty high, and the relative humidity at 72%. The pressure 29.98 inches. That's slightly falling right now. The high today was 1 degree above the average, the low pretty close to that too. And as far as tomorrow's forecast goes, looks good. We'll see maybe a little bit more cloudiness around tomorrow morning as that front slowly sinks southward. And then we'll see a nice sunny day, and temperatures will warm to near 80 degrees, which is right about average for this time of year. No real threat of any significant rainfall. As I mentioned, a passing shower not out of the question during the overnight, a sprinkle here or there, but no measurable precipitation really anticipated. Well, here's that one system which brought some heavy snowfall into Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, northern Illinois yesterday and early this morning. That is now shifting off to the east, where it will change over to snow in Vermont, New Hampshire in just a little bit. And then get a look at this big storm system out west. It's going to be the talk of the nation as far as the weather goes, that massive moisture content, the Pineapple Express moving into California. You can still see snow falling all the way just west of Philadelphia, up near Buffalo, Cleveland, even into Toledo had a little brief snow there. And then this is going to be the big story, I think, over the upcoming 48 hours as this tremendous plume of moisture moves right into California. That will cause some significant problems with some very heavy rainfall there. Well, temperatures currently 20s and 30s in places like Detroit, Minneapolis, Chicago at 33 degrees. A little bit warmer there tomorrow in Chicago, 43, St. Louis 60, but it's not over yet as another storm system moves in on late Friday. That will bring snowfall into the upper Mississippi Valley. Northeast winds tomorrow, a little bit brisk, 15 knots. They'll subside by midday and then pick up again late in the evening. Seas running 2 to 3 feet with a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters, and looks as though we will see a moderate chop too over the weekend. The forecast for the next 7 days, so looks good on Thursday, Friday for Music on Main, not a problem there. A 40% chance for rain comes late Saturday and into Saturday night. Still some lingering showers possible on Sunday. Look for a mixture of sun and clouds. Shouldn't be a totally cloudy day. And then a little break on Monday, and then the next front due to arrive on Wednesday or Tuesday, bringing with it a chance for showers, pretty good at 50%, and only slightly cooler temperatures to follow. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Time now to check your first alert traffic. We are seeing some backups on Siesta Key heading north and south on Midnight Pass Road, as well as on Clark Road heading onto the Key. Scott?
Jacqueline, thank you. In consumer news, Toys R Us is closing or selling all of its stores in the U.S., but if you have an unused gift card, here's an option that could net you some new towels or sheets. Bed Bath & Beyond is partnering with Card Cash to allow consumers to trade their Toys R Us gift cards for a reduced Bed Bath & Beyond e-gift card. The rate of exchange is determined by different market factors. Tuesday afternoon, a $20 Toys R Us gift card would get you a Bed Bath & Beyond e-gift card for just under $13. You would have to act fast, though. The offer is only good through Thursday.
Well, you may want to take a quick look inside your refrigerator. Stella Artois is recalling some of its beer. Company officials say small pieces of glass may have fallen inside of certain bottles. The recall affects Stella 6-packs, 12-packs, 18-packs, and 24-packs sold in the U.S. and Canada. Overall, less than 1% of glass bottles in the U.S. may have been affected, but the company says it is working with its supplier to make sure this problem is addressed properly.
Another small setback for Tesla. The automaker says it missed a crucial production goal for its new Model 3 sedan. CEO Elon Musk had promised 20,000 of the vehicles a month when the company first started making the car. But last month it made just under 9,800 of the cars. Musk says this was due to a delay in production. The Model 3 has built up a pretty big fan base. with about 500,000 people putting down a $1,000 deposit for the more affordable electric car since it was unveiled about 2 years ago.
Well, stay with us. Entertainment news is coming up next.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing, but sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Fun for the whole family. The 26th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County. Fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment with headliners the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Maiden Cane, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4, children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Venice Airport Festival Grounds.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
The Mark, Sarasota. Landmark living in the center of it all. A private oasis in the sky. Luxurious private amenities. Promenade shopping and dining. The best of downtown downstairs. Now under construction and priced from the mid-700s. This is life right where you want it. Call or visit our Discovery Sales Gallery today. The Mark, Sarasota, presented by the Culture Group.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
In entertainment news, Bill O'Reilly wants to keep secret the details of the settlements that he made with multiple women who accused him of harassment. But yesterday, a federal judge dealt the former Fox News host a huge blow by denying his motion to keep them sealed. That means details are now coming to light for the first time. O'Reilly has said he paid the settlements not because he was guilty, but because he wanted to protect his children from the damaging publicity. O'Reilly lost his job at Fox a year ago.
A major milestone for an iconic Hollywood film, 2001: A Space Odyssey, hit theaters in Los Angeles and New York 50 years ago today. The Stanley Kubrick science fiction film was both praised and pummeled by critics when it first came out. Well, now it's seen as one of the most influential films of all time, cited by everyone from Steven Spielberg to George Lucas. It snagged 4 Oscar nominations and 1 win for Best Visual Effects. The newly remastered print is set to debut May 12th at the Cannes Film Festival, as well as a limited release in theaters a week later.
With the success of Roseanne, there's no doubt that every TV show is now being considered for a comeback. A revival of the NBC comedy The Office has been rumored, and star John Krasinski says he's in.
I would love to do it. I think the coolest thing that the Brits did is in the UK, they did the Christmas special, where everybody comes back together once a year. That was really fun.
Krasinski also wrote, directed, and stars in the horror suspense film A Quiet Place alongside his wife Emily Blunt. That opens on Friday.
A rare opportunity to own a piece of Linkin Park's legacy and help raise money for charity at the same time. More than 200 instruments and other gear used by the rock band are now being sold to benefit Music for Relief. That's a program founded by Lincoln Park. The nonprofit provides aid to people and communities affected by natural disasters. That sale starts today on reverb.com.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, stay with us. We'll be right back with more news and weather.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been arrested in the state of Florida, the state attorney's office is already working on your prosecution. It's time to work on your defense. So give us a call. We've got your back.